Hey, good afternoon, and welcome to the Gift of Life with Dr. Carolyn G. Anderson. I'm excited. I'm excited. Today is day 7. So we're talking about day 7. I'm doing this for 28 days. And while I wait for the feed to share and let everybody know I am live, let me get my glasses on. All right, because this is my new look. This is my new shade, my glasses and stuff. And also let folks know that I am live. This was not scheduled. I thought it was scheduled on my on my profile, but it was not. So no problem, no problem. I know I got my peoples and my peeps. So let me see who's on with me. Welcome again and thank you. This is day 7. This month 12/28 is my birthday. It is my amazing birthday, and for 28 days from noon every day to 12:28 p.m. Central Standard Time, for 28 minutes, I am imparting the gift of life. I am bringing this from a historical and a neurological perspective in the efforts of giving you the gift of life, how to live it fully every day and how to make every day good again. So in the midst of all this pandemic and the trauma, the uprising, the racism, persecution, all the things that have been happening, the illnesses, the sicknesses, the quarantine, in the midst of all that, there is still life. If you are watching me today, you're watching me now, you're watching the broadcast, the replay, however it is you are seeing me today, I want to share with you and impart that you still have the power and the ability to create the life that you want to live. When life throws you a curveball, as such as now, or when there are things that you really cannot control, such as the global pandemic, it needs to ride out its time, right? This pandemic has faced, not this one, but we have gone through as a people and as an earth pandemics in the past. This is one of many that the earth have faced and the world has faced simultaneously. And so in the midst of all that, in the midst of trauma, in the midst of health issues, crisis issues, there is still the gift and the ability of life. And so I want to be able to impart a portion of that into you, how to shift, how to transform your life. And everything starts with your mind. It's all in the mind. However we think we are, that's how we are, right? And so one of the gifts and the things I embody in my life is the ability to transform and to shift my life. And for those of you who have been following me since I started this on December 1st, today's the 7th day, and I've been doing this now for 7 days. For those who have been following me, I've been sharing my historical perspective of my life from being born in Jamaica, how the natural food, the natural surrounding, being able to go to the beach, the foods that I ate have all impacted. And really, I've spent a lot of time reflecting during this crisis moment, and I realized that a lot of those things have really been a part of who I became and who I am. Things that came naturally for me, the ability to shift my thoughts, the ability to not allow circumstances and things around me to affect me. I was able to renew my mind. I was able to crank it up and to turn and to churn it around. And I couldn't understand at that time why many were not able to just do that. Why were people so sad and depressed and so much suicide and things, and people were taking their lives. And I'm reminded, and I realize now, since I've been in the field of understanding the mind and the brain, and been doing a life coaching and wealth coaching, teaching, imparting, prophesying, I recognize that it all starts here. It is actually a biblical phenomenon. Whatever we think we are, that's how we are. We transform our lives by transforming our minds, right? We renew those daily. So let me know who's live with me, so I can tell you where to share this out. So any of my Kailers, my pageant folks that are there with me, could you just share this video out? Because I had a difficult time trying to schedule it. I like to schedule them ahead of time so that I can share them, but I didn't get a chance to do that today. But let me see. I believe I am live. I hope I'm live. Can somebody tell me that you're seeing me? I want to make sure that you're able to see me. And so I'm going to talk today about the mega life and how to make every day good again, and how to give simple nuggets and tools of shifting those thoughts, and how even at the age of 7, I realized that I put myself into positions where I can make effective decisions. My hair is bothering me. Okay, there it goes. It'd be on my glasses. These are not my, I don't wear glasses. These are my new, I call them my light spectacles. So these are what my daughter, I am sitting in front of light, in front of the computer, in front of, all the studio stuff. And what happens is the light has blue light inside of it, and that can make your eyes dry. It can also affect your sight. So I did not want mine to be affected. So she bought her one from Amazon, because for virtual learning, she's sitting in front of the computer. My daughter is only 13 years old, and she purchased it through Amazon because she has her own checking account, check card. So she purchased things, and whatever we all purchase from Amazon, because we are have a Life Transformation Center, which is 501c3 organization. We are able to get our donations and proceeds from Amazon Smile from our own purchases. And so can you. You can support Life Transformation Center, which is the organization that are helping those whom are, need shelter, clothing, food. We're building transformation centers all over the world. We are going to start with building an orphanage that is royal, classy, and upscale. So I'm gonna do some sharing really quick, and so I will just go to a quick commercial while I do that, while I do the sharing. And so I will be right back with you. Get your pens and your paper. I'm gonna talk today about the voices and the things that are housed in the mind, how to shut it down, how to shut down little me, which are the voice that is from the past. I will talk about the 3 things that you can do to advance and to create new neurons in your brain today. So I will be right back with you.
Live life mega size. We're making every day good again. Get the experience and education for success. Allow yourself to get a fresh start. Get rid of all the negativity. Learn how to activate your inner peace. Now it's time to be bold, strong, mega life. Dr. Carolyn G. Anderson, Army veteran and business strategist, is calling all mega lifers to be bold and win gold. Our doors are open. Join the club, get the education, and prepare for an experience of a lifetime. Experience plus education equals elevation. 1 + 1 = 2. The Mega Life movement is helping transform lives, families, communities, one day at a time. We invite you in. It's amazing. It's huge. It's Mega Life. Let's stay connected. Focus on you and continue to do life together.
All right. So in the Mega Life movement, as you've just seen, we have what's called the Mega Life Club. And the Mega Life Club is where participants join the club. You become a part of a club that is an investment for you, which is $44 per month. It's a subscribed club. We're in the club. We will have coaches and experts that are nutritionists, counselors, therapists, wealth coach, financial gurus. Myself will be the leading coach as we prepare your whole life. So we're about the whole human being, their health, your purpose, your mind, your spirit, your soul, your finances, relationships, and your faith. So we build upon the whole human being, not leaving any parts out. And so starting January 11th, 21, there we will kickstart the club in its full effect, where we're sharing those daily tools and nutrition ideas, recipes, real life stories, and we'll be following the journey of 11 individuals who we will show their lives and be authentic for those who are struggling with their weight, struggling with finance, struggling in relationships in different areas of life. And that all leads up to the Mega Life Experience in August 2021. We are thrilled and excited at our enterprise about the Mega Life Experience. Thank you very much, Kimberly. Thanks for joining me. I have Kimberly Rome here with me, who is a Mega Lifer. She is a Ms. Mississippi 2021, as well as a Kailer. And so I don't think you're a Mega Lifer yet, Kimberly. Not yet. I don't believe so, but I haven't checked yet who have been registering for the club. Registration is open, and it is, when it reaches a certain capacity, we will close it down, for the fact that we don't want too many in the club, because it would be difficult to manage as we are sharing content and giving individualized connections. So we want to ensure that we are able to give everyone time, so there's a limit to it. So it's at megalife.life, and you'll see the link to join the club. Once you register, you'll go through the process, and we'll share the information about the club. All right, so let's get going here. Something just went into my eyes, but it doesn't matter. So I'm gonna talk. I'm gonna give you. In the Mega Life Club, we talk about the 10 senses. They're also the 10 love languages. So the 10 senses are also the 10. Okay, I do have to just rub my eye because I have a piece of fuzz that go into my eye. And since today is the 7th, I'm going to talk about the 7th sense, which is common sense. And so a lot of people have book knowledge. They are able to hold an educational, academia kind of a conversation on the topic that they are very much familiar with. And so the basic 5 senses are the touch, taste, hear, sight, and smell. And I'll just give you the 6th sense, that is the gut feeling. The gut feeling is that 6th sense. And so touch is a function of the hands or feet or something of the body to be able to touch. You can touch your bodies and your shoulders together, but it's mostly the hands, which have so much energy, kinetic energy in there. The 2nd is taste, which is a function of the mouth. The 3rd sense is hearing, which is a function of the ears, different from listening. And the 4th sense, and all these again are, the 4th sense is the function of the eyes, and which is sight, and the 5th sense is smell, function of the nostrils, and the 6th sense is sixth sense, which is that gut feeling. It's that women have that 6th sense really well. It's that gut feeling. It's that something is not really right. That is the 6th sense. There are actually 10 senses that we teach in the Mega Life in our organizations, in our enterprise. That 7th sense, which is common sense. It's common sense is it's doing what is right and what seems logical. So common sense is the 7th sense, which is what I will talk about today for the next 14 minutes that I have here with you. And that is about making logical decisions. And so, in Jamaica, because I am doing a lot of this and doing a lot of reflecting, excuse me, what's up with my language today? Reflecting back to my childhood, back to Jamaica. I do remember when I was 7, I remember, our home, which we still have today, but at the time it was smaller. We've expanded and remodeled since the time when I was 7 years old. And it was just this beautiful home sitting on a beautiful land with coconut trees, almond tree. We had peas, green peas, aloe. Let's see what else we had back there. Tomatoes, pumpkin. I remember we had pumpkin on our vine. Pumpkin is grown on the ground. Grape trees was behind our home, closer to the ocean where we can go and swim and play. The way you learn to swim in Jamaica when you're little is you stand up on a rock and they push you in the water. You got to figure it out. Swim, learn how to swim or drown. That's the option. So we learned a lot of things there by activation. I'm the chancellor for Kyle International University. And a lot of times I'm really pushing and showcasing how to activate, how to just activate, to just do something. And so in Jamaica, the reason why I'm such an activator and it is easy for me to just do something, it is because I was taught how to activate it. It was by the actual action. Activation requires an action. It requires doing something. All right. So that was how we learned how to swim. So in Jamaica, whenever you don't have this common sense, whenever you're not able to just think something, I'm gonna speak in Jamaican language and then I'll translate it into English. They'll say, you know, no sense. What that means is you just lack sense. You lack the ability to have common sense. It's like you are just stupid, just dumb. They call it some other different things. But for purposes of this today, I'll just do the English language version as best as I can. So common sense, the logical reasoning and logical decision making has a lot to do, again, with structurally how someone's brain is, whether that was traumatized as a child, young adult, or even the onset of early adulthood. Whatever happens and how those formative years, if there was some form of trauma or something mechanically that changes structurally the brain, and or some of the neurons were damaged and things like that, there are possibilities, hit your head, a whole bunch of being what you call that when you hit your head, concussions, or beating of the head, or some form of some kind of, and it can be emotional abuse as well, sexual abuse. It doesn't have to be physical abuse. It can logically, it can mechanically and structurally change the way that someone think, that how they are able to logically reason. This is where you just say, let's just talk about this. All right, let's just be logical. Some of the things I am seeing right now that's happening in our lives and happening in and around the world, the people are not thinking logically. It's just like there's just common sense things that you're supposed to do, right? Common sense. Just I can't even explain. I can't even get the words out to explain it. It is just the ability to think rationally. I just cannot fathom some of the things that people are saying. Like, where is this coming from? If you just look at your life, if you just look at what's happening around you, logically, you're supposed to be able to formulate some form of an opinion, to be able to reason logically. This is just how I am made up. This is just my thought process. This is just how I think. And this is just the way it is. So number 7 of the common sense is to be able to logically decide, logically reason. And the 3 best ways how to do that, as I'm giving you the gift of life, how to survive in chaos. How do you navigate the tides? How, when the rough waters come upon you, you don't know what tomorrow may bring. We don't even know what the end of the year may bring, what 2021 will bring. Many did not know that 2020 was going to be so much catastrophe, and that there was going to be this global shutdown, this global quarantine, pandemic, an uprising, and no one knew that, right? Or I should say, not everyone knew that. And so we don't know what it's going to bring. And I have an idea. I have been given revelations about things to expect, as God has dropped nuggets into me and share with me how to forecast, how to project. That is what great visionaries do, how to map things out so that if this, and this happen, then we are able to, caveat and shift and move things. Just like on March 13th, when my children came home from school and said, Mom, we don't know. They said stay home next week. It's a shutdown, and it has never been the same since March 13th. They've never been back in the same way or capacity. I just was like, okay, sounds good. We just navigated the waters. I was actually in my studio here doing a session, I believe. I was talking with one of our staff members, and just continued business as usual, right? And it has been as such for us. In fact, we have and will be this Saturday, this Shabbat, graduating our first inaugural School of Ministry students from Kyle International University. So we are continuing using wisdom. Of course, it will be COVID compliant. We will have mask mandate in the room. Those will be wearing their masks when the students are graduating and walking across the stage. Of course, they are one by one, so they're distant from each other. They're not required to wear it then because they don't want to take a photo in a mask, right? We want to know who's graduating, and the masks really do cover up a portion of who you are. Some people look totally different actually with it. I got mine right here. Of course, I got the bling because I'm a pageant girl. So I'm royalty. All right, the gift of life. So we don't know what it's going to bring, right? So what I'm sharing with you for the next 7 minutes is how to import that which you can install, because it's an install in your mind so that it sinks in, so that you are able to function even in the midst of chaos. That is literally what leadership is, being able to lead authentically, live purposefully amidst this chaotic world that we are in. It's not going to get any better anytime soon, but it can get better for you because you have the ability to shift your thoughts, change your perspective, view it from a different way, and maximize your greatest potential. All right. So it's the gift of life. It does really. So the 7 senses, common sense is what I'm talking about. Logical decision. Number one, the thing, whenever something happens, take it for what it is at first, face value. Look at it, write it down, see if it is factual. Is it truth? Is it not? First thing you do, something is happening, gather as much facts as you can. Is it truthful? Is it factual? What this will do, it will prevent you from jumping in the crowd. It will prevent you from being a part of the noise. You want to be the calm in the midst of the storm, all right? And you are able to do that. You are able to be as calm as ever in the midst of the storm, not being insensitive or irrational. Because when you remain calm in chaos, what you are actually doing is saving your own life. Because too much anxiety leads to other things. It leads to being anxious over things and easily swayed one way or another. You want to be that ship that is sailing, that is just riding that tide, right? And while you are doing that, you are consciously aware of who you are. Just use your common sense. So when you hear, see, or even think of something, or something is happening in and around you, common sense. All right, just look at the facts, straight out facts, and say, write it down. Does this make sense? Does it not make sense, right? So you just take the facts for what they are. No different than whenever someone is ill or sick. You want them to give you the facts. Tell me, what are the signs and symptoms? What is this illness or this disease? What is it? Let me know what it is. And then from there, you can do research to find facts about it, what's applicable to you, what's not applicable. Common sense, the 7th sense I'm talking about on the gift of life, day 7, just applying common sense. In the chaotic world that we are in right now, take what you are filtering in, or decide what is applicable to you, toss everything out, because you can't have too much stuff in your filtering system. If you've ever had and change a filter, like a water filter, the filter in your basement, for those of you who have the heat, the furnace filter, it takes the particles of the toxins, or in the sense of the water filter, it filters out the germs, and it's supposed to give you the pure water. Sometimes that filter needs to change. It goes from green, the signal that it's telling you it goes from green to yellow, which is caution. Then it turns red, danger. I'm no longer filtering out the germs. The water you're getting from that refrigerator, lady, that is not filtered water, because the filter is full. So it is in our minds when we have accumulated too much. This person say that person say that. Listening to too many voices. Remember, I said I was going to talk about voices. Listening to too many voices, too many things coming in, too many opinions, too many people. This is why you need a coach. This is why you need someone like me to guide you in the path and be teaching you what my authentic life, what I've been through, what I have gone through so that you don't have to go through it, right? Just guide you along the way and take you through that path. So filter it out, right? So that your filter does not become too full too quick and you keep having to change your values, change your perspective, change it too much. And before you know it, you lose awareness of who you are. And so, common sense, just apply the commonality of common sense. Does it make sense or does it not? If it doesn't, throw it out. Throw it out. Sometimes it's not worth it. Actually, most times it's not worth it just arguing with someone about a point that they're going to stick to, because one thing you cannot do is change someone's mind. You can attempt to impart information and hopefully they'll absorb it and some level of transformation may come through, and toppled with prayer, because prayer is sometimes the only thing that can change someone's mind. So taking in that filter, taking in that information, and disseminate that which is not good for you. Number one, write it down. Is it facts? Number two, if it is not for you, toss it out, leave it, eject it out of that brain, remove all of it. It's not for you. It's not good. And number three, whatever it is good for you, what you have to do to make yourself be sane for that day, that is what you activate. That is, I go through this all the time. It's easy for me because it's just my way of life, but I'm giving you that gift as we are in that gift giving season. The gift of life is what I am sharing with you today. Today is day 7 of 28 days with Dr. C from 12 noon until 12:28 p.m. Central Standard Time. I'm coming within that minute right now. Thank you for those of you who joined me. I'm so excited. I saw Kimberly's on here. Genesis is here. There's other Facebook users that are here. I know I'm also on YouTube. I do appreciate you so much. And remember, join me every day, every weekday, Monday through Friday, noon Central Standard Time. 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the Gift of Life with Dr. Carolyn G. Anderson. And it is a part of the series of the Mega Life Experience. It is about you. Life is about you. You matter. Your life matters. And we are thrilled and excited about who you are, what you have accomplished thus far. And we're excited that you continue to do life with us. Until then, take care and have an amazing, wonderful, wonderful day. And see you soon. Be well.
Live life mega size. We're making every day good again. Get the experience and education for success. Allow yourself to get a fresh start. Get rid of all the negativity. Learn how to activate your inner peace. Now it's time to be bold, strong, mega life. Dr. Carolyn G. Anderson, Army veteran and business strategist, is calling all mega lifers to be bold and win gold. Our doors are open. Join the club, get the education, and prepare for an experience of a lifetime. Experience plus education equals elevation. 1 + 1 = 2. The Mega Life movement is helping transform lives, families, communities, one day at a time. We invite you in. It's amazing. It's huge. It's Mega Life. Let's stay connected. Focus on you and continue to do life together.